I was just reading this book, Unstoppable Us by Yuval Noah Harari, how humans took over the world. And the superpower of human beings that he talks about is the, 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 the evolutionary advantage we had over the Neanderthals was storytelling, like believing in a set story by a set person and then sort of executing things in real life according to what those stories told us or affirmed us about ourselves. Um, and I think that's very true, isn't it? Like religions are based on stories. All religions are based on stories. All decisions are taken based on stories that sometimes represent truth, and sometimes they're just, a lot of the times, they're just beliefs that have been carved out by the generations that came before us. For example, if you were to look at someone who is terribly religious, they stick by their religion and say, okay, this is what our parents told us to do, and then they sort of follow that religion in a devout manner. But I think these stories sort of, hold us back from being our true selves, because our actions, a lot of the times, are dictated by these stories, regardless of whether or not we know them, whether or not we're self-aware of this. And I think that needs to change, because the stories we tell ourselves can sort of cause a real rift between who we naturally are, who our nervous system feels connected with. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So, in the sense that the stories that we tell ourselves sort of affirms or rather sort of corroborates who we think we are. But what if those stories were so removed from the reality of our nervous system that sometimes it's just, sometimes they're just not able to tell us who we are, but, and we're shaped by our circumstances and our motivations and our decisions and the actions that we take, which might, in many cases, go against the stories that we've been conditioned to tell ourselves. So it's basically not just refuting the stories that we've been telling ourselves for the longest time, but also coming up with new stories to tell ourselves about who we are as a person or as a people, even as a person being limited to the individual, and as a people sort of enveloping us as a society. And so I think what needs to be done is to be able to see that this is happening, that we're telling ourselves a story about who we are, where we came from, what we believe in, etc., and who we want to be. So there's a bit of sovereignty involved, isn't there? So if we keep telling ourselves the same old stories that we probably don't even believe in anymore, that we haven't taken the time to get to know those beliefs in the first place, or what we believe in the first place. And if we don't do that, I think we're just going to be on this sort of autopilot mode where we believe things that are not true about ourselves and other people. That's basically religion in a nutshell, isn't it? All the religious wars, I mean. Yeah,